Tensions rise once again in the South China Sea as Chinese Coast Guard forces reportedly harassed Filipino fishermen near Bajo de Masinloc, also known as Scarborough Shoal. On January 12, an unsettling incident unfolded when 5 Chinese Coast Guard personnel approached Filipino fishermen who were collecting shellfish near the entrance of Bajo de Masinloc. The Chinese forces allegedly held the fishermen to the reef. Reports indicate that some Filipino fishermen were also pursued by Chinese Coast Guard personnel, marking a troubling escalation in the ongoing territorial disputes in the area. The Philippine Coast Guard describes this as the most serious harassment by China since the initiation of the Transparency Initiative last year. Under this initiative, the Philippine government began publicly disclosing instances of harassment by China.
If our point of reference is when on the time that we started our Transparency Initiative last year, up to this time, because I can only speak on that duration since I became the spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea of the Coast Guard, siguro ito yung pinakamatindi. We were able to identify naman kung sino ito last January 20. And we approached yung person na nag-upload nito, and he was kind enough naman to cooperate and also submit a sworn statement, no, para patunayan na yung inilabas niyang video na yon ay talagang nangyari ng January 12.
Adding to the tensions, the Chinese Coast Guard had previously installed a floating barrier at Bajo de Masinloc, preventing fishermen from entering the reef. Now it seems that even being just outside the reef does not spare Filipino fishermen from harassment. This incident occurred just before meetings between the Department of Foreign Affairs and Chinese Foreign Affairs on January 17. The discussions aimed at reducing tensions in the West Philippine Sea and reinforcing communication mechanisms between the two nations.
But for this administration under President Bongbong Marcos, and since we started the Transparency Initiative, this is the most serious, I guess, no, na experience natin. But I wouldn't say it's not alarming. Again, ang naging participation lang naman ng Chinese Coast Guard dito is isang rubber boat at 5 Chinese Coast Guard personnel. Ibig sabihin, it's not exclusive for the Chinese to say na silang may full sovereignty dito. But even the Filipino fishermen also have our own rights, no, to allow our Filipino fishermen to fish in these areas.